Let's talk about filters. Filters will change the volume of a range of frequencies. How it does so depends on how you set up the filter, so I will move on to the demonstration to explain that further. I have white noise, which has an even distribution of all frequencies going into a biquad object, which will act as our filter. It is currently set on all pass mode, so it's not affecting the sound of white noise, but if I switch it to low pass, now it is. So in this scenario, I have a center frequency, and past that center frequency, it starts rolling off the volume of any frequency higher, which I can then move around the center frequency to change the overall shape of the sound. I can also make the Q parameter higher, which will add a resonance as I sweep it across. And if I bring it back down to 1, there's also different types of filters, like a high-pass filter, which will roll off the frequencies before the cutoff, and something like a bandpass filter, which is doing a combination of both. But for my purposes, I just use the low-pass filter, so I will continue with that for a more musical demonstration. Let me set to all pass first and bring this more musical example to hear the difference. And now if I use the low pass, I'll set the Q higher for the notch to make it more resonant. For the setup that I used in my synthesizer, I used something a little bit different than this, which adds something called key follow. So here I have the same setup I've been using before with the MIDI keyboard going into the MC objects with an ADSR, but now I have this filter set up here. Key follow will change the center frequency to be in relationship to the frequency of the note pressed. So if I press some notes on the keyboard, as I play different notes, that note value, the frequency of the note, goes into the math to determine what the center or cutoff frequency is. The result of that creates a more relative filter versus something that's more fixed up here, like the one up here. Let me demonstrate some more uses of key follow. So currently it's set to 1. If I move the key follow to be something higher than 1, the filter will become brighter and let more high frequencies in. And even if I play a high note and a low note, they're both equally as bright, versus a setup like this where the high note would be cut off because it has a higher frequency and the low note would come through it more. I'll also increase the Q value to hear what the higher resonance sounds like. So a setup like this is what I used to create the filters for my synthesizer.